Hi, welcome to Making All the Plans. I'm Connie, and if we haven't met before, I'm a busy mom of 2 active kids, and both my husband and I have full-time careers. My goal is to share with you how I stay on top of all life throws at me in one planner so that you might be able to do the same. So I am planning for the week of February 12th, and I decided to go with the Valentine's Day theme since Valentine's Day is this week. A lot of these stickers are from Just Starkey. There's a freebie from AT Art Digital, and then there are some that are from actually a summer kit. So I will link all of the stickers that I use down below. But like I said, I did pull some from different collections and just pull out the pink ones to use instead of buying a whole new collection. But let's go ahead and get started. I did decide to print out 2 copies of each day of the week this time so that I could put one up at the top and then I could put one down at the bottom where I put all my making all the plans tasks for the week. So I'm going to start by dropping in the day of the week stickers, and I will mention again that I do link my paper down below that I use, and I like that it's a little bit thinner, but it is not forgiving when you put a sticker down in the wrong place. So when I do pull these up, I do pull a little bit of the paper fiber up with it. So if I really wanted to be kind to the paper, I would use my undo for every sticker that I put down, just because I am not using super high quality paper. I am trying to save some of the thickness in my planner by only using 24-pound paper. And I also don't love glossy paper when I write on it, so I would rather have less glossy paper and be able to write on it throughout the week than have glossier paper and have my stickers come up easier, if that makes sense. I've just found that every time I find a paper where the stickers work well, the glossy factor is too high for me. So I would like to find another paper, but I'm going to use the paper that I have right now just to be a little bit more frugal. And then maybe next time I will try a different paper. But I do like the 24-pound paper because it doesn't take up as much room in my planner. I did also print out date stickers this week, so I'm going to go ahead and get those down on the page. I could have done smaller, but I was fine with going a little bit bigger up here. I don't have a lot of things that I put up at the top of the page, and when I go into work, most days I do not have a focus for that day. Really, it is whatever is planned for my work. So if I have a lot of meetings or a specific group of meetings, that really is my focus for the days that I go into the office. So having the big number sticker at the top is not that big of a deal for me. I do, however, try to not use a lot of the space, at least for weekdays, on the actual planning part of the page. And then I'm going to go down and do my YouTube planning area. However, I realized that I did not have a Muji on this part of my desk, so I had to go over to my computer area of my desk and grab a Muji. But I'm just going to use my Muji 0.38 and my T-square ruler to draw some lines so that I can put each day of the week down here. I do like my T-square because it helps me draw straight lines. I'm not very good at that otherwise. And I use my Muji 0.38 because it does give a nice deep black line. However, it's not very thick, so I do like the combination of that. And although I use friction erasable pens for almost everything in my planner, for this I do use a non-erasable pen so that when I make mistakes and erase things, I'm not erasing the grid as well. And as I mentioned, I did print out 2 copies of the days of the week stickers, so I'm going to go ahead and drop those in down here. I could actually do 3 copies of the days of the week sticker and use some in my faith planner section as well. Maybe some week I will do that, but right now I just felt like keeping the days of the week to this section. I try not to over decorate any of my spreads, and since I normally handwrite Monday through Sunday here, I figured the stickers would be good decoration and I just wouldn't have to write them in. Whereas in my faith planner, Monday through Sunday is already in my planner and I would just be using the stickers to cover up the days of the week. Hopefully that makes sense. But this area that I'm working on right now is where I put all of my plans for my YouTube channel and any other social media or business type things for my channel that I need to get done. The other sticker that I did print just says errands. It is the same section every week, and I thought that I would drop that in over in the left sidebar. I'm also going to put this large hello sticker because I plan on doing my meal planning on the front of my packet like I have been the last couple weeks. And I'm going to go ahead and just cover up part of this block and white out the block itself so that it doesn't look like I should be writing something in there. But I also like having a bigger area that I could decorate. It is a little too small for that little cafe that I printed out, but I thought this hello sticker fit well. And this is the Uniball Signo in 1 millimeter. I was using the Sakura Jelly Roll, and I just feel like this goes on so much thicker and cleaner. I do still struggle with it sometimes, but it definitely works much better. Although I do still use my Tombow Mono correction tape for the bigger things. And once I make sure that white pen is dry, I do go back to the beginning of the packet where I work on my goals, and I'm also going to use the Passion Planner insert for meal planning. And I will link them down below, but they have multiple sizes of this meal planner to choose from. I just picked the one that I thought would fit best down at the bottom of this page. I should have scooched it down a little bit so that it didn't overlap with my goal boxes, but I will go back in and decorate that a little bit so that it blends together a little better. And I really wanted to use that cafe sticker, but regardless of whether I would have shifted the meal plan to the left or the right, it still would not have fit very well on this page. So hopefully I will be able to make it fit on the faith planner area. But for right now, I'm just going to cover up that bottom section of the goals boxes so that it looks like it was intentional that I put that meal planning box up as high as I did. Again, it's not very easy to pull stickers off once you put them down, and although the tape is a little more forgiving than a sticker, I just didn't think that it was worth messing with it. So I am just going to take one of these washi tape stickers. I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'm going to lay it across the bottom of all three boxes and then trim off the edges and the spaces in between the boxes so that it looks like it's just sitting at the bottom of each of the boxes. And I'm just using a metal ruler, which I don't love because the cork behind it makes it sit up from the page, so sometimes it's hard to get the true line that you want. But I do like the metal ruler because I cannot cut into it with my blade. And then I'm using my Cricut control knife because I like how fat it is and how easy it is to hold in my hand. And I definitely prefer to use a ruler and a knife to get those straight lines when I can. And although I like that I have a little more space on my weekly area to put some decoration, I'm not sure that I need this much of a planner add-in for my meals. I only plan dinners really, and then I have food on hand for breakfasts and lunches. And I usually eat lunch at work. My kids usually eat lunch at school. So really, we don't need a lot of extra things in the house for us for breakfast and lunch. But like I said, I do not plan breakfast and lunch, and this definitely gives you the space for that. It's just not something that I need. So I may change this up a little bit next week. I do like having the grocery list right there as well, but we'll see what we decide next week. Again, I'm just trying to make my planner work the best it can for me, and I know that's what you guys are trying to do as well. So that's why I've gotten to this point. Now I will just continue to tweak as necessary. I did like having a space available to write a few notes down about the three goals that I plan out for the week. So I am missing that a little bit, even though I didn't use a ton of space. I would like a little bit of space on this page back for that. But I do think the meals could still go here. It just needs to be shrunken down a little bit. I do like that the grocery list goes here. Once I do finish this meal plan, I will put in a grocery order. So it's nice that it is just here and available for me front and center for me to do the next thing that I need to do this weekend. So I did use my friction highlighters to highlight the days of the week going up the side of the meal plan, and I am going to drop in a few stickers on this page just to make it look a little prettier, but nothing too crazy. And then I'm going to just put in a few decorative items on my week spread. I do wish I had something printed out that I could put over on Saturday and Sunday to block off some of that time so that I didn't plan as much, especially because Friday evenings, all day Saturday, and Sunday morning, I will be on a girls' trip. So it would have been good to block some of that out. I didn't want to put this big cafe sticker there, but something would have been nice. So I should have thought about that a little bit ahead of time. I am going to go ahead and put this cafe sticker down here. It will overlap my prayer list some, and I am okay with that. But I am still considering making this just one long prayer list instead of having those journaling items down at the bottom. Sometimes I answer one or two questions, sometimes I don't answer any, but there's only been 1 week that I've answered all of those questions, so I really don't think that having them there is worthwhile for me. Maybe if I found something else, I'm not really sure. I do like having the prayer list and I do like having the next 2 pages, so I'm just not sure how I could condense that down to one 2-page spread. So that's why I still have this front page to my faith section. And I did print out a bunch of these tiny hearts. They are kind of hard to get off the sticker sheet, so I grabbed a pair of tweezers, realized those ones weren't going to work for me, so then I grabbed my new pointy tweezers to try out, and I definitely like these much better. It was still a little difficult to get a corner of those hearts up just so I could grab them with the tweezers, but it definitely worked much better than grabbing them with just my bare hands. And I did use a variety of sizes and shades of these pink hearts, and I think they look really cute. But I definitely understand why people use tweezers with their stickers now. I'm not sure if I could use them to get things lined up perfectly, but these tiny stickers, they are definitely much easier to get up and put down with the tweezers. And if you haven't seen this section of my planner before, the top left section has a couple trackers, and then I also put my prayer for the week. And then each day of the week, I write out the daily Bible verse. So I try to keep the decorations on this page very minimal. And if you're wondering what I'm doing with the wax paper, if you saw last week, my washi tape sticker stuck to my trimmer. So by putting the sticker on the wax paper and then trimming it, it sticks to the wax paper, but the wax paper is much more forgiving and it peels right up from the wax paper, making it much easier to deal with. I do want to drop a disclaimer in here though. If you do leave stickers on wax paper for too long, it does pretty much become one with the wax paper, and then you would have to fussy cut your sticker out. But while you're doing your spread for the week, if you need to walk away for a while and come back, it is not going to ruin your sticker in that short amount of time. But if you were to store your sticker on the washi tape and put it away for a few weeks or a few months, then it may start to stick more than you would like it to. But I'm really liking how this pop of pink just livens up the page some. And when I do write my Bible verses of the day, I do frequently use the friction highlighters as well as some colorful pens just to practice my handwriting and to bring some more color into this page. I am going to drop just a few more stickers on this layout to decorate just a little bit more, but in general, I don't need a lot on these pages since there is so much text that I do put on them, depending on how long the Bible verse is, of course, for each day. So I did take that circle and cut it in half. I don't usually use those circles that have part of them colored in and part of them just outlined. So I felt like cutting them in half and overlapping them like that really fits my style a little bit better than just putting the whole circle down as it was. So now I'm just going to drop in some more of those heart bouquets around the page, just in a couple places. I'm not trying to go crazy, so I grabbed a love sticker and then a couple more of those heart clusters, and then I'll drop those in the corner. And then I will call this spread done for this week. And when I started using this packet initially, I did just staple them or paper clip them together, but I am now punching them and putting them in my planner. I will do that after I'm done shooting the video, but I do try to leave that space in the middle open for my punching. So let's go back to the weekly spread, and I am going to put a little decor down here in this corner just so I can write MATP over top for all my making all the plans items that I need to do for the week. But I do like to put a little decor down there. I can't use, well, I could use, but I shouldn't use yet another box down there because honestly, if I were to fill up each one of those boxes, realistically, I would not be able to finish all those things. I really have been trying to be more forgiving with myself for how much I can do outside of my normal work hours and running the kids around. I try not to overschedule my days because then I just am disappointed that I didn't get all the things done. So I need to realize that after I've worked 8 or more hours for a day and ran kids and made dinner and all of those things, that I don't necessarily have a ton of energy left to record a video or to edit or to do whatever the next thing is. So I really am trying to be more intentional about how I plan my time. So now that I have the decor down that I would like to incorporate, I might drop a few things in here or there, but I would like to now reference my calendar. I do have a Google Calendar and then a Notion calendar as well, and then everything gets pulled into the new Notion calendar. So I will try to do a video about how I use Notion and my planner together. But right now, I'm just using that calendar to pull all of my scheduled events into my planner. So, for the most part, the things at the very top are usually birthdays or anniversaries, and I just put them in a solid highlight. And then all of my meetings and other things that are scheduled, I usually put in a box. And I'm just now realizing that I wrote no school on Saturday and not on Friday. So I will, after I've done this recording, I will go back and change that. But everything is in friction erasable pen. And that's one of the reasons why I frequently make mistakes. So it will be easy for me to erase that and move it to Friday where it should be. But also because my life changes so frequently and meetings move so often that I really appreciate the friction erasable pens so that I can erase it or move it to a different day and then write in that space. The only problem comes as if you try to erase multiple times on the same spot. Sometimes it gets a little hard to write over. And I will say that this particular weekend, while I am putting the spread together, I don't really have a good idea of what is going on next week other than what is on my calendar. Friday afternoons, I normally spend time going through the things that I accomplished that week and looking forward to what I need to accomplish next week. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do that on Friday since I had someone come over and help me fix the networking in my house so that the Wi Fi speeds would be much better. So much better now. So that problem is solved, and hopefully that will make both my actual work and this work go so much smoother. But our Wi Fi speed has probably doubled since we finished that work Friday night. And I'm just appreciative that I do have friends that are willing to come help and share their expertise in different things. But since we did do that work late Friday afternoon and into the evening, I was not able to do my normal reset on Friday afternoon. So I will have to do that sometime this weekend before I start Monday, just because if I don't do it, then I feel like I am behind before I even start the week. But for my appointments, I am just alternating friction highlighter colors and then writing in my appointments and meetings and such in black friction ink. I do prefer the 5 millimeter tip as opposed to the 0.38 in the friction. I feel like you don't get a good ink flow in the 0.38, so I do use the 0.5, and then if I want something a little bolder, then I do go to the 0.7. And you would be able to tell the difference because my white friction pens are all 0.5 and my black friction pens are all 0.7. But I do love the 0.38 Muji, and when I have to write things in permanent ink, I do like the Muji 0.38 the best. I do think that it's weird that it took me longer to write in my calendar items because I didn't do that reset on Friday as well. I would look at something and I was like, oh, where'd that meeting come from? I didn't know that I had accepted that meeting. So just looking at the overview of my calendar for my reset really helps me if I don't even get to dig into all the tasks that I have to do for the week. At least looking ahead to my calendar of next week helps a ton. I can look and see the things that I definitely need to prepare for. On Monday, I have a Confluence meeting, I have an orders meeting. Those two things are definitely meetings that I will have to prepare for. So I want to make sure that I do that first thing in the morning on Monday, and then I will work through the other meetings on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And it looks like as of now, I don't have any meetings on Friday, so that is good. I'll actually be able to hopefully work at home on Friday. And since I am going to a wine tasting and a girls' weekend with my bestie this weekend, it'll be nice to already be at home. So I am going to go ahead and drop a little bit more of my decor throughout the spread now that I have some of the things down. And I didn't use nearly as many stickers as I thought I would, but I have a lot left that are pretty neutral that I can use on spreads going forward. I do use pink a lot, and I do have a lot of pink washi tape that would go along with these stickers. So I'm not worried about wasting the sticker paper. I will go ahead and put them in my sticker binder, and I'll be able to pull those on weeks that I don't have time to print and cut new stickers, or I don't have anything that I necessarily want to use from Happy Planner stickers. So I'm glad to have a little bit of a stash if needed at my fingertips. I will also put a few more stickers on that front page, and then I will keep them to my side as the week goes on in case I want to fill a little space here or there. But this is the layout of my packet for this week. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me down below. Otherwise, I hope that you have a great week. Happy Valentine's Day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!